Hey everybody, it's Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Libra placements in your chart or interesting transits happening for you at this time that accentuate your qualities. You can always check your Moon and Rising sign if you feel like this doesn't resonate. If none of those resonate, then you can always find another reader here on YouTube. This will be for the energy surrounding November 15th through December 15th. I'm really sorry I'm late. I feel like I've expressed it in like every other video. My internet went out for 2 weeks, as well as me having some interesting technical difficulties with my phone. So I'm just now getting back to getting everything situated and taken care of. And, you know, I'm already going to have to rush into doing December 15th through the 30th. So yeah, thank you for being patient with me. And let's get started. You know, I kind of am getting this like feeling or this energy of splashing cold water on your face, so I don't know if you need to wake up or if you're just feeling more tired than usual. But yeah, I just keep seeing that image. I also feel like I need to say that like whatever's going on right now, you can do this, you can make it. Because I feel like you're having those talks with yourself too. Feels very it's almost like you're having to test your own strength at this time. Yeah, you need to make the choice just to do it. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, if you're at that one of those like points where you're wanting to give up or you're wanting to quit and you're in decision-making mode, I feel like you need to like keep going. So let's see what's happening here. Show me what's okay. I'm glad to see you've picked a path. Definitely headed towards happiness. I'm going to kind of pull one more for each side. Yeah, definitely moving forward. I feel like you're definitely existing more in reality at this time. You could be seeing things quite clearly, if not the most clear that you've seen them in a while. Because I think whatever is starting for you, whatever like uphill battle you're having with yourself, because I don't know if this involves anything else but you, because I definitely see you moving from a place of dealing or working with others, and then it just kind of moves into being about you. So I definitely think that you are, I think you can see the progress, and I think you can see the changes, although they might be small, especially with the Page of Wands there. This feels very like things are just sprouting, they're just beginning to grow. And there's excitement there because you're seeing the progress due to hard work or due to energy or due to actions. And I think you're also seeing that when it all came down to it, it just was about making the choice. You could have been in a period for a while where it was like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to get out of this rut. I don't know how to clear the fog. I don't know how to change things. I just don't know. And now you know. I think you're learning to communicate differently as well, especially over here, because I feel like in the past there could have been communication surrounding something where it could have been your opportunity to like really let somebody have it or really hurt someone with your words, and I think you opted not to. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, knowing that sometimes there are times in life where you don't have to say anything. It's more about your demeanor, right? It's more about your actions. It's not about, you know, chiming in with your last 2 cents or chiming in with something to get the last word. It really is kind of just about standing in this integrity. I will say that I do think you're kind of coming up on the closure of a pretty big cycle for you, because we have the Nine of Wands and then the Page of Wands, and to me that accumulates to a 10, which then is the completion of said cycle. So I feel like you're wrapping things up. I feel like you're kind of letting the burdens of the past go, or you're really trying to at least. And that's, you know, part of what these changes are. You just want something new. You're ready for something new, and you're trying to make it happen the best that you can. But keep in mind, like, you're going to have to go through these phases where you are going to have to continue to have pep talks with yourself. You are going to have to continue to kind of, you know, throw some cold water on your face, quite literally, and just be like, okay, we can do this. We can do this. I have the energy. I have the time. I can't fall back into what I was or what I was doing. It really does feel like now that you can see things very clearly, I don't know if you can go back. Because you're letting that part of yourself go. I think you're letting the stubbornness go. I think you're letting the struggle go. I think you're letting the mentality of everything having to be difficult go. But I think too it's because you're letting go of the idea of having to have things go your way. And because you're recognizing that, and because you're realizing that, you actually are gaining more momentum in your life than I think you have in a long time. So let's go ahead and clarify the Page of Wands here. We have the Emperor, yep, taking back control. Yeah, you've got some new opportunities coming your way. I think you became tired of thinking. You became tired of overthinking something. You became tired of asking the same questions over and over again, and, you know, feeling like you could never actually grasp the answers. And I think at the end of the day, there really is this thing here where sometimes there just isn't an answer. And sometimes it's about putting down those thoughts, and it's about like literally setting them aside and choosing that, you know what, I'm going to do something better with my time and better with my energy. I'm actually going to do something to help myself, or I'm going to do something to perpetuate a better energy for myself so I can get the things that I want. I definitely think you've put your swords down. I think that whatever like potential new beginning was here in the background, you know, I think you're letting it fall away. I still think that there's like this thing in the back of your mind where you think about it, but I think that part of that is I don't want to say issue of control, but when I see the Emperor always tries to do right by everybody, but control is a thing for him. He has control, he has power, and he does like to exert that power when he can or when he must. So I feel like there's a part of you that still wants to. I think you almost want to go back into that kind of like antagonizing energy, but you're choosing not to. And I think too, as you're moving through this period of clarity, or you're moving through this period of having maybe these aha moments, or having the light shed on something for you, I think it's going to help you see where you do get stuck and why. You're really, really trying to clean up these issues surrounding either being abandoned or being left out, being pushed aside, being overlooked, because there's something here where it's kind of, it's a deeper story than just this past situation. It's multiple situations. It goes back very, very far in time. Because if you really were to look at the sum of your life, I think you've been on guard for most of your life. I think you've actually been incredibly defensive for most of your life, but I think it was due to the struggles that you did have to face. And I think it became such a routine for you that there was this part of you that felt like you would never be able to surpass or, overcome those obstacles in your life or overcome the feeling of overwhelm. But you are. And I think you are moving into better times. I think you are moving towards quite possibly meeting new people. This definitely shows up more as a social group or a friend group, or people that you can rely upon in order to actually experience some fun and experience some happiness. It could be going out with drinks with people. It could be trying or attempting to be more social or put yourself out there more. But it's the new beginning looks good on you. If you really take it and you utilize it and you work at it and you allow it to be a part of your life, I think it really could blossom into something incredible. Let's see what this Ace of Pentacles is about. Yeah, it's time for you to kind of come out. You've been up on the mountain thinking for too long. Yeah, don't worry about let me back up. I think a part of this new beginning for you is the realization through seeking wisdom, through spending time with yourself, through thinking, through experiencing these emotions, through looking at it all. I think you're starting to realize that you don't have to take justice into your own hands. I feel like there's a part of you that definitely has a very fighting spirit. It's a spirit of, wanting to do it yourself. I think you want to make people see. You want to make people see what is right and what is wrong. And I think you're starting to learn that that's not your job. Because it's almost like when you do that, it just pulls you further and further back from achieving what it is that you want. So I think part of the new beginning is coming out and realizing that you don't have to step in. You don't have to tell somebody what they did wrong. More than likely, this person knows what they did wrong, or these people do know what they do wrong. And that's the thing, is most individuals know when they're doing something wrong. I think it's just very hard for a lot of people out there to say that they're sorry, or it's actually very hard for most people to have conversations, especially if it involves shame and guilt or feeling like they've hurt someone. And especially more so now than ever, I feel like we are in an age of people really avoiding and evading and just kind of sidestepping talking about things, which is really disappointing. I mean, communication is key, right? But all in all, I feel like if you can really apply what it is that you've learned through this period, we're looking at, let's say, the last 7 weeks, because I feel like 7 is a big number here. The last 7 weeks, you've learned a lot. I think part of that was the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. I think that brought a lot of lessons back for you. I think that it really made things clear, especially with, I believe it's Neptune that just recently went direct again and it's, you know, really stepping out of the fog and really getting clear on what the deeper core issues are, because that's what Scorpio is all about. I mean, it really wants to get to the heart of what resides in that shadow aspect of ourselves, deep in the underworld of who we are. And I mean, a lot of times it is the parts of ourselves that kind of fucking suck. It's the parts of ourselves that are wounded. It's the parts of ourselves that do, you know, desire control or manipulation or whatever you want to call it. So I think that coming back for you has really served you well. Because this is big stuff for you. I mean, I think you're really stepping into your power. I think you're stepping into changing your life for you. And really, I don't see that anything's going to get in the way of that other than you. If you choose to not make these changes, or if you choose to not at least try, you're going to be the only thing that stands in your way. I don't think anybody's going to stand in your way. You just really, I think you really have to come from a place of intention and really knowing what it is that you want, and for that desire to be very strong to really just help push you forward. I know it's not the most exciting reading in the world, but I like it. I think it looks good. I do think that there's been a lot of difficulty here, but I think that you're coming out on the other side of it and you're really starting to see why. And I think that's the most important thing here. Okay, Libra, so thank you for joining me. Once again, I'm sorry I was late. If this video resonated with you and you would like something tailored to your own personal experience, you can always contact me at delicatetensiontarot@gmail.com, or you can follow me on my Instagram at delicatetension. Both of those are down in the description box below, as well as a link to where you can donate to help keep this page going, or this channel going. Obviously, I would totally appreciate it, but if you can or if you don't want to, it's no big deal. So yeah, I will see you guys for the December 15th through the 30th readings. I'm going to get those uploaded in a timely manner this time. So yeah, talk to you then.